Hey, what's up? I'm Fila, and I promise you that you are on the correct video. This is GTA Haven, a video where we talk about everything that is GTA 6. And this is 5 things that you may have missed in the trailer that I personally found. Let me know if you guys found anything else. I will be glad to talk about it, but let's get right into it. The first thing that we are talking about, and guys, I know this might make me seem like a perv, but it is actually really important whenever it comes to video game physics, and it is jiggle mechanics. Funny enough, in that clip alone, whenever she rolls on top of him, you immediately get jiggle mechanics, and it's like that is a big thing for game companies. I'm pretty sure they got like a couple of spots where like they do show some of the more jiggle mechanics,
Trust me, this place is
regardless
just the
of where
start
it's
for us.
at. You can just look at the character models to see that they're a little
Anything
bit
that
more fleshed
matters,
out, a little bit more done, no matter what the body size is or
you
any of
know,
that. The
and
jiggle
what you
mechanics
got.
are there, and we are there for it
Gonna
because a
do
game
this?
that's been
We're
in
doing it right.
development for this long need to have those mechanics, bro.
Yo, D, this
Like,
full effect?
literally, it's a requirement at this point. The second thing that we're going to be talking about that I caught in the trailer is the fact that they have this PS5 controller laying on the desk.
Hey.
You can clearly see it from here. It is a PS5 controller. The funny thing about this is that this game has been in development for going on 10 years, probably a little bit more than that. And so you can obviously safely assume that this game has been in development since the PlayStation 4. But the fact that, I mean, we can go back right here and see that this is clearly a PlayStation 5 lets me know that even though they've been working on it for such a long time, did they go back in and change some of these models to more modern stuff? Because, like, they would have that this insinuates that they already knew what the PlayStation 5 looked like. And obviously whenever this game was in development, what, probably 2014, which is a very long time ago, there's no way they would have known what that looked like, or even what the PlayStation 5 controller looked like for that matter. So the fact that they upgraded the models, or they probably already knew about the PlayStation 5, that's really interesting to me also. It really shows that regardless of how long this game has been in, they are not afraid to go in and change stuff to make sure that it is to the liking and is updated and modern as possible. Because the fact that this is a PlayStation 5 controller lets me know that they are trying to make sure that this game is set in the modern day, no matter what. The third thing that I want to talk about that you may have missed that I recently just found is the integration into social media that Rockstar is clearly trying to implement within the game. In this clip right here, you can obviously, we can go back for a second, you can
You're
obviously
amazing.
see
You got this.
that
We got it.
whenever the explosion happens, you got these people, the main character and what seems to be like a side character is obviously watching this. Rockstar wants to capitalize on the viral moments, the clips, and maybe even the live streams that the modern world is going into right now. You can even see in the background, this looks to be a character that is holding up his phone. um, I think that they want to make sure that we realize that this is so modern, and who knows, they might actually have something in the game to where maybe it could be like an app. This is what I'm just envisioning, that they you clip some stuff in the game, and it actually can be a TikTok in real life. So, for instance, if you do like a crazy car chase or something like that, you can clip that in the game and you can send that to an app that then everybody who has that app in the real world will be able to go and look at those. It would be a little bit different than just regularly clipping and putting it on TikTok. It would be a dedicated platform for you to go and watch these GTA clips or anything. And who knows? I mean, it could be um the social aspect of this could be really, really huge, could be really, really major, and this could be a really reason why they are delaying it. I imagine that they want to make it to where like there's a lot more social interaction, to where whenever you go online, there is all these mods and stuff like that that I saw from GTA 5. They want to implement that in this game. So like talking, voice chat, proximity chat, if they implement any of that, obviously you can go in with your friends, with random strangers, and make all kind of clips. And that idea that I was talking about would be really, really major for it to bring so much attention, because there's the endless possibilities that you can have from clipping and maybe even a live streaming in a game was sounding dystopian, honestly. Another thing that you guys may have missed in the trailer is
Right.
the use of Lucia's ankle monitor. Right here, you can see it's clear as day that she does have an ankle monitor on. This is really interesting because I'm not sure if that's literally just for like cosmetics, but if I had to guess, I think that in the beginning of the game, maybe even a certain part of the game, they're gonna have it to where you can't do a certain amount of things, you're gonna be restricted, and that is gonna make the early game a little bit more harder. I say it all the time, the GTA game needs to be a little bit more harder anyway, because like whenever you start the game, it's pretty easy to get money and stuff like that. But you can
Yo, D,
see
this
the
full
ankle
of fat?
monitor as clear as day. I think right here is another pretty good way to see it.
Got your
The
name?
police is literally on her tail right now. You're gonna be able to see that they are gonna be on you. They're gonna be chasing you. They're gonna be able to see your every move because at the end of the day, you do have an ankle monitor on, and I think that that is gonna make things so interesting. There's another part of the clip whenever she's laying down with Jason, ankle monitor again. And obviously she has a regular job right now, and that goes back to my point. I really just feel like they're gonna make it to where in the beginning, maybe even before you get the ankle monitor off, you're gonna have to work a regular job. You're gonna have to do some small odd jobs. You cannot get caught with that because the cops are gonna be on you heavy, heavy. Another thing that is obvious to me, and the fifth and final thing, is that Vice City will not just be the only location. It is obvious to me in the trailer that they switch between the city and the outskirts of the map in general. In the very first scene of the trailer, it's obviously where they live. Okay, you got the boats, you got the docks and everything. This obviously where they
What
live.
you doing
And
up
then as you
there?
go a little bit
I'm just
further
fixing
into
some
the
wicks.
trailer,
Seriously,
you can
dude, you got.
obviously see that they eventually drive into the city. You can go downtown, the bay, and you see the buildings. You see the skyscrapers. It's pretty obvious that it's not going to be in one area. All the way back down into the lesser improvised areas of the map. It's easy to see that this is not. This is going to be a huge map in general, and I cannot wait for it. Looking around and seeing that they're gonna obviously be coming back to home base, which is probably the docks, which is where they live. Is kind of obvious because you can kind of see how some of the NPCs are a little bit more dressed toward the beach, while as whenever
You
they
making
like go
millions
to
just from
like one of the club scenes or anything,
Yo, D,
you can
this
see
full
that
of fat?
everybody's dressed up a lot more,
They
and
got your name?
it's just obvious. I can't wait to see how the NPCs can actually be talked to. I want to see if you can walk up to each individual NPC and see if they'll say something or if they will just be just like any other GTA where they're not really, you really can't interact with them, you really can't talk to them. I'm not saying that you have to talk with everybody, but it would be cool to be able to walk up and not necessarily get missions, but be able to talk to certain people. Obviously, you can see that there's a bar right here, but it
Yo,
switches. It switches a lot
you and me,
into
bro.
every single thing. Even in this clip, you can see the skyscrapers in the background that is far away from home base, which is obviously where they live. And then they have a pretty big thing with going back to the clubs. They are obviously country, more country than usual, and they love going to the bars. And obviously, like I said, this is their home base. They'll always come back to home base, but it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. From the city to the swamps to the docks. They love just switching planes, and I don't think. I mean, even right here, they got Vicedale County. I don't think that Vice City is going to be the only spot that you're going to be kind of stationed in. I think there's going to be a lot more that this trailer is not showing, but is showing at the same time. The three different characters that you were able to switch from in GTA 4 is a little bit different. I'm willing to see what they're going to do with this, if they're going to let us switch like that, or if like certain people are going to be busy and you can't switch. But regardless, there's going to be a huge map. Stay tuned for the next video. Fila out.